Washington, D.C. is built on power. It is built on handshakes, whispers, and backroom deals. But the event we are discussing today is not about politics. It is about violence. Pure, unadulterated violence on a scale the world has never seen. We are looking at a lineup that defies logic. A card so stacked, so dangerous, and so expensive that it threatens to bankrupt the promotion if it fails. But if it succeeds, it changes the sport forever. Today, we are breaking down the rumors, the stakes, and the dark reality behind the White House card. This is not just a fight night. This is a coronation. The footage you see on screen right now is from UFC 309 at Madison Square Garden. You see the president-elect walking out with Dana White. You see the crowd erupting. This was the test run. This was the proof of concept. Dana White realized in that moment that the UFC is no longer just a sport. It is a cultural weapon. Therefore, he needs a card that matches that power. The rumors circulating in the back channels of Las Vegas suggest a lineup designed to break every pay-per-view record in history. We are talking about Jon Jones. We are talking about Alex Pereira. We are talking about the return of Conor McGregor. The graphic you are looking at displays the combined net worth and social media reach of these four men. It is higher than the GDP of some small nations. This is not a sporting event. This is a global spectacle. But with high rewards come high risks. The slow-motion replay of Dana White's face during recent press conferences shows a man under pressure. He knows the window is closing. Jones is aging. McGregor is spiraling. Pereira is taking damage. Therefore, he has to pull the trigger now. This event, dubbed UFC White House by the internet, is the desperate gamble of a promoter who needs to prove he still controls the game. Let's talk about the first pillar of this house of cards. Conor McGregor. The footage you see on screen is not from the octagon. It is from a yacht in Monaco. It is from a movie set. For 3 years, McGregor has been a celebrity first and a fighter second. But look closely at the clip playing now. This is recent sparring footage. The movement is different. The snap is back. The bloated look of the Roadhouse era is gone, replaced by a leaner, meaner physique. However, the question remains, is it too late? In the photo you are looking at, McGregor is staring down Michael Chandler. Chandler has been waiting. He has been sitting on the sidelines, rusting away just for this payday. This creates a dangerous dynamic. You have a desperate man in Chandler against a rusty king in McGregor. If Conor loses this fight, the mystique is dead. The brand collapses. Therefore, the stakes for this specific matchup are not just about a win. They are about survival. If McGregor gets knocked out here on the biggest stage imaginable, there is no coming back. The visual proof of his decline would be immortalized forever. This is the gamble, and we are just getting started. The man you see on screen is widely considered the greatest fighter of all time, Jon Jones, but look closely at the footage from his recent training camp. He is heavier. He is slower. The razor-sharp speed of the light heavyweight days is gone, replaced by the crushing mass of a true heavyweight. Jones has spent 3 years building a body designed to grapple, not to dodge lightning. This creates a terrifying problem. In the photo you are looking at, Jones is standing next to Stipe. That was the safe fight. That was the legacy fight. But the fans rejected it. The internet demanded blood. They demanded the one man who could actually kill the king. Therefore, Jones is trapped. If he fights Stipe, he is accused of ducking the real challenge. If he accepts the fight with the Brazilian monster, he risks ending his career face down on the canvas. The slow-motion replay of Jones flinching against Dominic Reyes proves he is hittable. And in this next matchup, getting hit means getting deleted. The GOAT is not walking into a victory lap. He is walking into a trap. The fighter you are watching now does not celebrate. He does not smile. Alex Pereira is not an athlete. He is an executioner. The footage of his left hook connecting with Jiri Prohaska's chin is not just a knockout. It is a physics lesson. The man generates power that makes no sense. He touches you, and your legs turn to dust. Now, look at the size comparison on screen. Pereira cuts a massive amount of weight to make 205 at heavyweight. He would be faster, healthier, and even more powerful. This is the nightmare scenario for Jon Jones. Jones relies on wrestling. Jones relies on breaking the spirit. But you cannot break the spirit of a stone statue. Pereira has zero fear of the takedown, because he believes he can end the fight before he hits the ground. Therefore, this is not a chess match. It is a race. Can Jones grab a limb before Pereira lands the left hand? The visual proof of Pereira's rise shows a man who defies the odds every single time. He killed the middleweight king. He killed the light heavyweight king. Now, He is coming for the final head on the mountaintop. There is a specter haunting this entire event. His name is Tom Aspinall. The footage you see on screen right now shows why Jon Jones is terrified. Aspinall moves like a middleweight, but hits like a truck. He destroyed the most dangerous heavyweight on earth in 69 seconds. He is the interim champion. He is the rightful contender. But notice who is not fighting him. In the photo you are looking at, Jones and Dana White are smiling. They are booking Pereira because it is a legacy fight. But the dark truth, the one the internet sleuths are screaming about, is that this is an evasion tactic. Jones knows Aspinall is a stylistic nightmare. He is young, he is fast, and he has zero mileage. Therefore, Jones chose the kickboxer. He chose the man with no wrestling. This adds a layer of desperate tension to the main event. If Jones loses to Pereira, he lost to a legend. If he fights Aspinall and loses, he loses to the new generation. The Ghost is waiting in the wings, serving as the backup fighter. Imagine the chaos if Jones pulls out on fight week and Pereira has to fight the Ghost. We need to talk about the leg. The X-ray image you are seeing on screen reveals the titanium rod now fused into Conor McGregor's tibia. Medical experts tell us the bone is stronger than before. But fighting is not just about bone density. It is about psychology. The slow-motion clip of Weidman and Silva shows what happens when a fighter loses trust in their own weapons. If McGregor hesitates to throw that left kick, he is fighting with one hand tied behind his back. And look at his opponent. Michael Chandler is a heat-seeking missile. The footage of Chandler's front kick knockout of Tony Ferguson proves he has zero regard for his own safety. He will sprint across the cage. He will target that titanium shin. If Conor flinches, even for a microsecond, the timing window closes. Chandler closes the distance, and the fight becomes a phone booth brawl. In a brawl, the man with the better chin wins. And right now, the footage suggests McGregor's chin has been cracked. The titanium might hold, but will the confidence? The kamikaze. We must analyze the mind of Michael Chandler. He is not a tactician. He is a berserker. The footage you see on screen right now captures the moment he decided to brawl with Justin Gaethje instead of wrestle him. He chose violence over victory. This makes him the most dangerous variable in the equation. McGregor is a sniper. He relies on rhythm, timing, and opponents who fear him. Chandler fears nothing in the photo you are looking at. Chandler is midair, hands down, launching himself into the fire. He is willing to eat 3 shots to land 1. Therefore, he will force Conor into a dogfight. Conor fades in dog. The slow-motion replay of the Diaz fight proves that when the pace gets dirty, the king gets tired. Chandler knows this. He has been waiting 2 years to drag the Irishman into deep waters and drown him. If Conor cannot find the chin early, he will find himself in a war of attrition against a man who does not have an off switch. The kamikaze is coming, and he does not care if he crashes, as long as he takes the plane down with him. The meat grinder. Now, let's look at the dark reality of the main event's grappling exchange. The footage you are watching shows Jon Jones on top of an opponent. It is uncomfortable to watch. He does not just control, he destroys. The slow-motion replay of his elbows slicing through Brandon Vieira's face is the stuff of nightmares. This is the meat grinder. Alex Pereira stands tall. His hips are high. Therefore, he is structurally vulnerable to the double leg takedown. The graphic on screen highlights the statistical disparity. Jones has never been held down, while Pereira is still learning how to stand up. If Jones secures the takedown, the fight ceases to be a competition. It becomes a mauling. The visual proof of Jones' ground and pound is undeniable. He aims for the eyes, the nose, the skin. If Alex hits the canvas, he is not just losing a round. He is getting facial reconstruction surgery. The tension of this fight lies in that split second. The time between Pereira throwing the left hook and Jones changing levels. One leads to a knockout. The other leads to a crime scene. The Triple Crown. The graphic on screen right now illustrates the impossible history Alex Pereira is chasing. No man in the history of the sport has conquered 3 divisions. It is physically impossible. It is scientifically absurd. But look at the man. The photo you are looking at shows Pereira standing over at a... He stands over Prohaska. He stands over Hill. He collects heads like trophies. If he knocks out Jon Jones, he does not just win a belt. He destroys the argument. He becomes undeniably the greatest combat sports athlete to ever walk the earth. Jones knows this. Jones knows that if he loses to the kickboxer, his entire legacy, the title defenses, the wrestling, the dominances, stained forever. Therefore, Jones is fighting for his immortality. He is fighting to prevent a new god from taking his throne. The stakes are not financial. They are historical. If Pereira lands that left hook, the Jon Jones era didn't just end, it was erased. We must accept the dark reality of this night. The footage you see of McGregor leaving the cage in 2021, broken and screaming, was supposed to be the end. But he came back. The footage of Jon Jones vacating the light heavyweight belt was supposed to be the retirement, but he came back. However, this card feels different. The slow-motion replay of the empty arena lights turning off represents what comes next. Win or lose, this is likely the last time we see these men. McGregor is fighting for an exit strategy. Jones is fighting for a final statement. Therefore, UFC White House is not a beginning. It is a funeral for the golden era. We are watching the last stand of the superstars who built this sport. When the final bell rings and the gloves are left in the center of the octagon, the sport belongs to the new generation. The Aspinalls, the Topieras, the Rachmanovs, the verdict. The image on screen right now is the poster for the event. It is a promise of violence. It is a promise of history. But promises in this sport are often broken by a single punch. Dana White has stacked the deck. He has put his biggest chips on the table. But in the fight game, the house does not always win. Sometimes, the house burns down. We are days away from the biggest gamble in sports history. The lights are bright, the doors are locked. And for one of these legends, the darkness is waiting. This is the lineup. This is the danger. This is the end.